So, hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development Tactics Podcast. And today we once again going to go through some Reddit posts. It's going to be, probably relatively heavy on stoicism and other things that, those Reddit episodes normally are heavy in. So yeah, the first one is actually from the stoicism subreddit. It's only uncomfortable because you haven't been in it. Navy SEAL Petty Officer Marcus Luttrell speaking on the fear of new experiences, in his case combat, but he also related it to surgery, getting a new job, moving to a new place, etc. And yeah, it, by the way, is something that I do have quite a problem with. I do get really uncomfortable when it is time or when I'm about to do something that I don't normally do, and it is a pity and it is a fucked up thing, and it kind of prevents me from new experiences and new things and new people and so on and so forth. But it is what it is, What can somebody do about it but look over it quite, When you dip your toes in a swimming pool and the water feels cold, you think it's going to be uncomfortable. Does that mean you pack up and turn around and go home and don't go swimming? No, it means you fucking dive in head first, go kick some ass today. Well, yeah. I just stopped myself from binging tonight. I think it's binging, I don't know. I don't think that you're right binging that way. Anyway, this is the first time I've been able to stop myself in the past 24 hours. I've been reading through self-help books because I finally had enough of my binge eating disorder. They helped. I'm going to keep reading and educating myself in coping strategies and the psychology behind these habits. I spent hours reading today. I think once I'm more acquaintance with these habits and strategies, that time will reduce to next to nothing. Today has been the first time I've been able to recognize a binge and actually stop it in tracks. I'm so proud of myself. Yeah, progress. We all can progress. It is amazing. It's, I don't want to say that it is easy, and I don't want to play it down like, okay, this is nothing to be proud of and whatnot. It is amazing. We all have different fights. We all go through different storms, and just because you think that someone else's storm is not that of a, crazy thing, an amazing thing as somebody else's, doesn't mean that it is also the case for them. That they think it is easy and that they think that it is not that of a big task and whatnot, I never could have imagined I never could have imagined how amazing it feels not to be depressed anymore. Getting back on my feet in life and actually improving myself and getting that happiness back I once had has been one hell of a ride. And I just feel amazing. I don't think I've ever smiled so much before. I just feel great. On one hand, amazing. On the other hand, I do have a slight feeling that pushing out too much of that positive energy could leave you with too less of it. If this makes any sense, I don't know. But yeah. Image. I seriously wish my parents took this approach with me. They were young, so I can't blame them, but still. Instead of buying your children all the things you never had, you should teach them all the things you never taught. Material wears out, but knowledge stays. Bruce Lee. Yeah, I would say so as well. Even if they, in the first place, might not be that happy about wisdom and knowing things, in the end, they're gonna be happy about it. Looking back now as a 20-year-old, I really don't think about the things that I didn't have in terms of material things, but I certainly don't care about that. I certainly don't care about the fact that I maybe didn't have this and didn't have that, even though, I was quite blessed to have, a bunch of things and a lot of things that I always wished for. But still, being developed as a person when it comes to your emotional intelligence, when it comes to your head, to you as a character, to yourself in general, is going to be worth it anyway. This is a fact, and this for sure is going to make your children or your child or whomever happy and happier, Yeah, if you're old then or older then, you can buy all the shit yourself if you have the money. but a good character and a good thought system, a good head, it's always going to be worth it, and it's always going to be, it's always going to be good. It's always going to be amazing, and you can always be happy about it, I would say. Today I learned evidence suggests that sloths grow algae in their fur and they need it. This algae farming is thought to be aided by moths that live in the fur and whose growth the sloth actively promotes. Amazing. Sounds a little bit weird and definitely also not that yummy, but yeah. My best friend made over $1 million. My best friend made a boatload of money because of a startup going public. I feel like I'm way behind him in my financial goals. The problem is I have been subconsciously comparing myself to him until now. Now I can't sleep and feel like a loser. I'm really confused. Further, I tried to force myself to be happy for them. I'm happy because I want to be around people doing better than me. However, I can't help but feel a bit bad for myself. I am really hardworking. Sorry for the lame post, but thanks for any help. Many regards. Well, I think that it is actually quite fine and quite okay to do so. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's fucking competition, isn't it? And it is the same for me as well. I mean, I'm happy for other people, and I really also force myself to be happy for other people. But in the end, it kind of pushes me to work hard, and it pushes me to do more, and it pushes me to do different things. If I see other people being better at whatever they're doing, and also what I'm doing, when we're doing the same thing, therefore. But yeah, it is fine to do that. It is fine to be that. It is fine to make that. How Chinese philosopher Meng Zi came up with something better than the golden rule. What can I do to change the way I think and feel about myself? I often find myself thinking and believing completely untrue things about my life, situations, and myself, specifically in my relationship. These things are negative, self-limiting, and I know they don't serve me in any way. They only cause me a ton of anxiety and stress about things that aren't actually a threat that I can't control or do anything about. What can I do to stop believing these fake narratives? My brain goes wild for. I acknowledge how I feel. Psychotherapy. I don't actually want to say much more. I think psychotherapy is going to be the best thing you can do in terms of that. But yeah. 6 facts about being yourself. It is much easier. It is less stressful. It is more authentic. It is less competitive. It is very freeing. And the 6th, it is less maintenance. Hope that was helpful. Yeah, it definitely is much easier and definitely not as stressful because you're you and you don't have to make an effort to be somebody that you think you should be. You don't need anybody's permission. Well, that's not true at all, but you can make the change. You can work toward the new you. You can begin creating your best life. You might disappoint. You might be criticized. You might draw attention. That is okay.